You're watching the Car and Bike channel here on YouTube, and the Citroën C3, the brand's second car, is all set to be launched in India. And to talk to us about the car is a very special guest, the design head at Citroën, Pierre Leclercq. Thank you so much for joining us today, Pierre.
Thank you very much.
The C3, it's a car that's been around for 3 generations. This is the 4th generation, 20 years. It's really evolved, right? The way it began to what it is right now. How do you think the journey has been for this car?
The C3 is for us the most successful product at Citroën.
Yeah.
The generation that is on the road today. To bring this as a new generation in India is, of course, a very exciting moment.
Yeah.
You have proportions that are quite unique, under 4 meters. Something that is a bit vertical. We wanted to bring it also in a SUV-ish world, take advantage of those proportions. And then what you see here in the front is really the latest of our DNA, our front identity that we have presented with the C4, with the C5X. So the chevrons becoming 2 lines of light and creating this triangle on the corner of the car.
Yeah. So what are some of your favorite bits, if I can say that, on the car? 2-3 special things that you really like on the C3?
Well, I think it's a great, fun little product. We put obviously vibrant colors in the car. It's also something that is really Citroën. And at the end, when you look at it from the side view, it's very muscular. Everything we've done here on the body side in the design theme, keeping the car very simple at the end. But the sections here, it's a shame. The car is white. If you see this in silver or dark silver, it really comes out very strong. So a lot of play in between shadow and light that make the car muscular and give it a great stand on the road. And whatever car you do, it's really the basics.
So what have been the customer insights like? Did the Indian consumer specifically, I know this car will also go outside the country, but for the Indian consumer, is this what he wanted in a segment like this? A car that looks sporty, has SUV cues as well?
Well, from the studies we've done, and I remember this experience spending with an Indian customer where I asked him as well, what would you like at the end? If you had to give me the 3 first picks, he told me interior space, and interior space. So,
we'll get to that.
the interior architecture, of course, gives you also the proportions of the car. And as you know, comfort is one of our most important brand value since the creation of the brand. So you will really understand how comfortable this car is when you drive it.
As a designer, this sub 4 meter rule is very peculiar, unique to India, right?
Yeah.
It's not seen at other places. So how big a challenge was that for you to design a car that's sub 4 meters? Still looks quite big, from the outside. And of course, you talk about space also. But generally, that sub 4 meter rule, what do you think of it? And did it make your job more challenging?
Yeah, it's a challenge. Let's be honest. It's a challenge. Of course, it's very short. It's tall because we wanted to offer a great interior architecture. And this is why we decided, we want to bring it into this SUV-ish world, still being a hatch. And it gives it this nice twist that Citroën always brings on any silhouette, really.
You spoke about colors briefly,
Yeah.
but we see that, colors play a very important role in the way this car looks. Multiple colors being used on a single car. And of course, so many customization options as well. So what's the thought behind that, to make it more vibrant, more youthful?
Colors is a very Citroën thing for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
We are really trying to bring a lot of contrast, bring something that is fun. You don't have to have orange. There's other colors as well.
Yeah.
But we want to have something that is really coming out on the market. So there's a couple of things that you can get right out of the factory, let's say. And we have developed as well a lot of accessories in interior, in exterior, that are either functional or just fun or just for the look, and that you can order when you place the order of your car.
Talk to us a bit about the rear part of the car. How does it look from there?
Yeah.
And what are your favorite bits when you look at that part of the C3?
Well, again, if you look at the silhouette, it's extremely compact. I love the fact that at least with those 4 meters, we managed to put the wheels really at the corners of the car.
Okay.
That's great in terms of design. You want to put the wheels at the outside, at the corners of the car, inside view, and as well in the width. So that makes it look even more muscular. We made sure that in terms of taillights, we have the best technologies and that we really show the coherence with the front. That kind of epsilon I talked about. Of course, you don't have the chrome in the back, but you have the Epsilon on the outside. And you know, the black part again, they're here to help us to bring it to this territory that seemed really interesting for us, for Citroën, the take on this silhouette.
Right. Tell me, I wanted to ask you this. How much of the C5 was there in your mind when you were designing the new gen of the C3?
We were not really thinking about the C5, to be honest. It's
Okay.
you know, you have a DNA.
Yeah.
You know where we're going. Citroën is moving quite quickly, actually.
Right.
You know, we're always pushing for lots of creativity, so it goes quick. You know where you go in a couple of years, and you know where you have to be within these different on this timeline. So it was pretty natural to we knew what we wanted to do for the C3.
Okay, let's quickly open the door and
Yeah.
just talk about the interior a bit.
Go on the other
Then
side.
you can probably take us through the details of the car.
First of all, it's fun. There's a lot of colors. We're pretty proud of this orange that we put in the car. You don't have to go with orange. You have a very nice dark silver as well. But this is really the DNA of Citroën to dare to bring such colors. Then in terms of proportions, we wanted this car to be also extremely serious and to to divide the interior in the width that you know that it contributes the feeling of space that you have. This in combination with a big center screen was really important. You know, in India, you guys are way ahead of us in terms of digitalization, and we wanted to make sure that we have something that works perfectly and that is big enough for the use of our young customers.
And overall, I just want to finally ask you, are you satisfied, content with the sense of space you've given to the consumer in this car, both on the first row as well as on the second row?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And you know, I had fun trying the car this afternoon again. I mean, we know the car is in the studio for a couple of years now, but to try it on the Indian roads and to understand that we managed to get the comfort right, and in terms of space, you know, in a 4 meters car, it's fantastic, I think.
Lovely. Thank you so much for your time, Pierre.
Thank you as well.
Thanks.